It was a warm, sunny Saturday afternoon, and as I walked down the front walk to my mom's house to pick her up to go and get beautiful flowers for my garden, I noticed somebody out of the corner of my eye, and I did a double take. Is that him? I can't tell from here. It was too far for me to see without my glasses. He was kind of out of focus. I couldn't see the details of his face, and I stood there for a couple of minutes staring. And then I decided, I think that might be him. So I walked over. And by the time I got there, he had been doing his grass, cutting his grass, raking his grass. And by the time I got there, he was sitting on a step, resting. And as I walked up, I was backlit. And I was still wondering, is that him? I couldn't quite tell. It had been so long since I had seen him. And as he looked up and squinted into the sun, he said, is that Heather London? And then all of a sudden, my heart got full. And I said, Michael, oh my gosh. And he stood up and we hugged each other in a nice, loving, warm embrace. And I just felt so full. This was Michael, my pretty much the boy next door. We grew up together. He lived three houses down, and we spent all the time together. From when we were teeny tiny little kids, we literally grew up together. And of course, I haven't seen him in forever. I don't know, 20, 25 years, like a very, even longer, maybe. I don't even know. But I do have these amazing memories of us growing up together. See, Michael was an only child. And so I spent a lot of time at his house. And as I reflect back on all of the memories, the fun memories that we have together, I thought we always spent the time at his house. We never spent a lot of time at my house. And I'm not sure why, but as I think about it, it could be the fact that I had two older brothers, and older brothers can be very scary. So maybe that was why we spent most of the time at his house. But nonetheless, one of the big reasons was because he is an only child, and his parents were very strict. And so he was all about doing his homework and studying and being the best at anything that he did. But along with that, being the only child came the best video games ever. I always remember he had the best of the best when it came to toys and all the stuff. And his parents loved me because he was an only child. And when I came over, they didn't have to entertain him. I was a good distraction. And I would eat dinner there and have lunch there and do homework there, even though it wasn't my homework. And we just had so much fun together. I just remember these long, lazy summer afternoons, us being bored and figuring out what are we going to do? And we used to play something called Nicky Nicky Nine Door, where we'd knock on the neighbors and run away. And we would just see what kind of fun things we could create for ourselves. And as I was talking to Michael, I just felt my heart fill up. And I said to him, I have nothing but amazing memories of our time together. We had so much fun, and you're just such a wonderful person that I can't remember anything negative about our time together. Just we had so many good times in this house and all the adventures we went on together. And he had the same experience. I think for a one small moment, time stood still, and both of us were transported back to that moment when we were actually those kids, and we could see ourselves in the moments that we had, and our hearts were so full, and we were just one little kid looking at another little kid and seeing ourselves as we were in those days. And my heart was just so full. It was a surreal moment and I loved every second of it. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because we are pretty much an accumulation of our past experiences. So when we have really great experiences, like I did growing up with Michael, then that helps to create really amazing humans. And all of these experiences we take with us, but not all the experiences are good experiences. And when we grow up, the people that we spend the most time with have the biggest influence on us and who we become and the things that we believe and our values and our morals. And without even realizing it, these what we take this and create it for ourselves and put it into our everyday life. And this becomes part of who we are. And so in this situation, it was a bonus. It was a good thing, but it's not always a good thing. And most of the times, we don't even realize that it's these past experiences and these past people that have shaped who we are. Most of the times, we're under the false belief that we've created who we are and we've decided it. We decided it, when in fact, all the people that we hung out with over the years have decided it. And this is when we start to get into midlife and start to question who we are, that's when these things start to show up. Our brain works on predictability. So when we look at this moment or into the future, our brain is going to decide, are we safe? How do we stay alive? Will this kill us? Is this dangerous? And anything that deviates from the known or what our brain can figure out in advance, our brain deems to be dangerous and we don't want to do it. That's why change is so hard. Because when you think about it, me in this moment and you in this moment, you're created by the thoughts that you're thinking. Now, where do these thoughts come from? They're sentences in our brain that we make up. So we're in control of who we are in this moment. And we could easily, with this idea, we could easily change who we are in this moment right here just by changing our thoughts. But why is it so hard to do that? It's so hard to do it because our brain is wired just to keep us safe. And it freaks out when we think about doing something we haven't done before or going into the unknown. Our brain will freak out and say, I don't think so, girl. We're staying right here where it's safe, where I know what the outcome is. And that's why it can be so scary and so challenging for us to create new things. And that's what happens in midlife. In midlife, when our kids dump us and leave us, and they were our life, they were our day to day, they were the reason that why we get up and breathe the air that we breathe. And now we don't have that purpose in our life anymore. And so that's when we start to spin in purposelessness. And so when we can recreate ourselves from a space of anything is possible, if we can hold that space to do new things and to notice when our brain tries to take us down the path of, whoa, no, we're not going to do that because we've never done that before. And open up for the space of what if. So get out of, like, break the habit of your brain creating your next moment from predictability. And one of the ways to do that is to be in the present moment. So when we let our brain decide and create from predictability, it draws from our past experiences. So all it does is brings our past into our current moment and it creates the future. So our future is now created from our past, which is lovely if you have a fabulous past that you want to just keep creating over and over and over again. But if you're like me and you always want to be creating something new and exciting, then we want to break this habit. And so we want to be in the present moment and we want to let go of all the past and all the future. Imagine if you could just be in this moment. Imagine if you had no past and you had no future. All there was this moment, because in actuality, that's all that there is. So how do you bring yourself into this moment? Breath work is one of the best ways to do it because when you are focused on your breath, you can't focus on anything else. So when you inhale through your nose and you feel the air going through your nose and into your body, and you hold it for a second, and then you exhale twice as long, you start to bring yourself back into your body. And this also helps to regulate your central nervous system. And when your central nervous system is calm, then you're going to create from a place of presence, not from a place of fear, not from a place of lack or struggle or anything like that. When we are creating from our past, when we're thinking about our past, that's how depression starts. That's where depression comes from, is living in the past. And then fear of the future or living in the future of the unknown, that's anxiety. But here in this moment, this is calm, this is peacefulness. This is how you can create your future from a place of strength and power, being in control, deciding, making powerful choices. And that's what we want. That's how we want to move forward, especially when we're in midlife and we're recreating who we are. We can do or be anybody in this moment. And so we want to create from this present moment by grounding. And it's even better if you, as we say this, I have my feet on my grounding mat. So it's even better if you have your feet in nature when you do this. It's just so much more powerful when you do it this way. And as you go forth and create this new version of yourself, your brain is going to want to try to pull you back, but just notice it. As soon as you notice that your brain is doing that, you've created awareness. Like this is a pattern of your brain, it goes in a circle. And then as soon as you have the awareness that you're creating the same old thoughts that you were creating before, then you go, there's my brain creating that old thought. Now you've stopped the pattern and you've opened up this big, beautiful space where you can create something different instead, where you can do the work and become somebody different in this moment with the thoughts that you're thinking by having a new, innovative, exciting, big thought that you can create in this moment and to create your future from that. We are an accumulation of our past and the people that we hang out with. So I love this thought process. If you are hanging out with four people that always do the same thing, they never change, their lives are boring and neutral, and they just follow all the rules, and they just do what they think they're supposed to do. If you hang out with four people like that, boring, normal, non-exciting people, guess what? You're the fifth. That's how it works. But it works in the opposite as well. If you hang out with four exciting, passionate dreamers, doers, action takers, thrill seekers, people who have big hopes and dreams and chase them no matter what, then you're the fifth. So you're an accumulation of the people that you hang out with. I want you to remember this thought because this is so powerful. You can't change the people that you hang out with, but you can change the people that you hang out with. So I invite you to take a look around you in your everyday life. Who are you hanging out with the most? Who do you spend your most time with? And then look at them and think, are they living a life that I would love to live? Do I find them inspirational? Do I find them brave and courageous and living their best life? Living with reckless abandon, just going for it, not afraid to fail, but excited for what's coming around the next corner? Then you're hanging out with the right people because then you too are going to become that just guilty by association. So just from hanging around with people like this will rub off on you and you're going to seek the adventure. You're going to find that spark inside of yourself. You're going to find your wild side. But if you're not hanging out with those people, guess what? You're hanging out with the other people, the people that are just status quo. Yep. I'm not happy, but I'm just gonna stay where I am. I'm not gonna rock the boat because it's out of my control. Then that's what you're gonna create for yourself. Just guilty by association, just by osmosis, just by listening to what they're saying and watching what they're doing. You're gonna absorb that and you're gonna become that. So, with this in mind, what if you gave yourself permission to let go of everything that was from this moment forward? Let go of everything that was, everything that you thought you were, and ask yourself this question: who do I want to be in this moment here? What do I want to create for myself in this moment here? And then go out and do it and find the people that are doing that. Go out and seek them and hang out with those people. Become one of those people and watch everything in your life change because, girlfriend, we are in midlife, which technically means we're halfway through our life if we're lucky because we don't know when the end is. So, what are we waiting for? Now is our time. Now is the best time of our lives. And here's why: because we have the knowledge of raising kids and being a mom and doing all of that. We have the wisdom of all of those experiences. We know a lot. We're established. We have money. We have time on our hands. We have passion. We have so much to share with the world. And this is the perfect time. Our physical body will allow us to do all of these things. Go travel the world, go play pickleball, try salsa dancing, go hiking. All of these things, our physical body is like, yes, let's do it. Because in 10 years, who knows what our body will be like? Well, actually, that's a show for another day, but I'm in training right now. I'm always in training for something. And right now I'm in training for midlife and all the adventures I'm going on so that my physical body is never a reason why I can't do these things because these things are possible for me. This is what my life is all about now, is creating amazing adventure for myself and hanging out with all the other people that want to do the same, because this is our time. This is the best time to be alive. So let's make the most out of it. Let's hang out with these wonderful, fabulous women that are doing the same thing and go create awesomeness in everything we do, because that is possible for me and it's possible for you too. So if you want to hang out with women like this, then you want to come and hang out in my community. Right now, I am coaching clients one-on-one just to teach the basics of my philosophies. And then once you've done that, you get to become a member of Mastering Midlife, where all the women who have gone through my coaching come together and support each other. This is a group of the women that I was just talking about, the ones who have big hopes and dreams, that know that anything is possible, that are going to try those big, scary things, that are going to reach for the stars because they know that all we have is this moment right here, and we're going to make the most of this moment. And if we can think it, we can create it in our brains. So we're going to let go of all the stuff that wasn't who we are. It was created by other people. And we're going to be curious about the best version of ourselves and go out and create that in this moment today. And we're going to be surrounded by supportive, loving, amazing midlife moms who are doing the same thing. So if this feels like exciting to you and even scary, then you're in the right spot. Reach out to me and I can hook you up. Ladies, this is our time to shine. This is what we've been training for. This is what we've been waiting for. This is our moment right here. So come with me and let's go be fabulous together. Thank you for listening. Always, always, always love yourself first and have an amazing day.